My name is Samuel Blankson Ibe. I said, what is our government doing to put a stop to this brain drain exodus in Nigeria?
Mr. Champion, what practical ways can the private sector, religious bodies, and NGOs support government's effort in curbing brain drain?
Welcome back. There are questions from the audience. Please provide answers to them.
All right. The first question is, what is government doing to stop this brain drain? The fact is nothing. Government has never bothered itself with brain drain.
You see?
Because it is not a new phenomenon. I trace it back to
It's increasing.
the General Babangida in the 80s, when lecturers, professors, doctors, when they were leaving in droves because of salaries. It was even President Obasanjo who increased the salary, who gave it a kind of face saving. It was so ridiculous that lecturers were leaving university to go and do sabbatical somewhere abroad where they can make money and come back. You know, that is where the issue of you are selling handout, you are doing this, came from. You know, so government has never bothered in Nigeria.
Wrong.
So there is no program of government to tackle that. There is no, government is not thinking about that. The problem, like you will recall, when former VC of UI, Professor Adewale, was the Minister of Health, this issue came up. He said doctors were the ones sewing their gown. They go and learn tailoring. Government is not bothered. You will hear there is no money. You will hear there is no, even things that shouldn't cost money, like the welfare we talked about, that you and your family can access health care free. So that one is not even there in their thinking. What will not cost anything. But you see a situation where the dollar,
that's why we need the right people in the government.
The medical tourism that has reduced drastically now is dollar induced. Not that government was deliberate. It was dollar induced. No dollar. We know they sell fuel again. No crude oil money. We are not making dollars. We are owing. So where do you get dollars from? So that is even not government's doing. It was even nature. Negatively anyway, that caused that. So government is not doing anything, and government may not do anything, because overall in Nigeria we don't solve problems. We allow problems to linger. If they find their way later, that is.
And that is too bad. That's too bad. We need real leadership, people who will really be concerned about what is happening in Nigeria to lead us. It's in the hands of leadership.
Yes, that is what they should be doing. But they are not bothered. They are not doing anything. Right. See how many months it took ASU was on strike for 8 months. Nobody did anything. Government didn't bother. So we don't solve problem here. We let them linger. So my brother, there is nothing on ground to stop brain drain. The second question is the practical ways private sector. I tell you, private sectors have been doing a lot.
Yes.
The sanity that we have is due to private sector involvement.
Yes, and NGOs, yes.
Our hospitals, I tell you, we have 4, 5 standard hospitals that you can find anywhere in the world. They are in Nigeria.
Yes.
President talked about his teeth. That's why
he stayed back.
Go to Ikeja here. You see, first, the owner came from practice in Nollywood for medicine for 20 years. Came back, built world class. So they are there. Duchess is in Ikeja here. You have Urek here. You have Evercare. You have Maserut. You know, this big hospitals, they can do telemedicine. They can bring any doctor from anywhere. And we find the same ambience like we find anywhere in the US. So private sectors, fantastic, they have done well. In education, Of course.
It's them.
You know many of if we call, you can remember many of them.
But without private schools,
without
education.
them, even in the university, we still can see 4 or 5 private universities that are top class that also can compete. Okay. So private sectors, they are religious. You mentioned religious organizations.
They're also trying.
Churches, CU, Covenant University, home by church. Babcock, home by church. So you have Ajayi Crowder in Oyo, Bowen Baptist in Iwo. You have many of them.
Yeah.
You know, so religious organizations, they are trying. The NGOs, they may not have the capacity to either start hospital but so that's not part of their mandate. But private sectors have, the players there have done fantastically well.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you so much for the answers given. So what is your parting words now?
Oh, well, my parting words will start from where you started from, about success.
Yeah.
That will not come to
you go for it.
You have to, go and hold it by the jugular. It's not what we call success. If you read books, not these motivational speakers that are writing books, no. From those that have made money, that have been successful, if you read their story, one thing you will find is that they started rough. Only few of them were born with, how many of them? Is it Dangote? Yes, but how to work it, give me loan, let me start this business, you now begin. Number one, salary. To be successful, salary is not the way to go. You can't see anybody that is rich through salary. Except those in the ministry we talk now that are stealing money, signing unimplementable contracts and getting kickbacks. Those ones are different. But salaries,
in fairness,
no. Yes, your life can be stable.
Better, little,
You'll be seeing money to feed your family, pay house rent and all. But that is not what, when we say successful, that is not, in material terms now, that is not what we are talking about. For you to be successful, you have to do business. Yes. Even if you've gone to school, you're a graduate, that discipline has a business side to it. I tell you about a doctor who told me that, 2 of them even, that yes, doctors know the practice of medicine, but not the business side of it. Until they team up with people who know the business side of it, then now they became successful. So normally our curriculum should be made in such a way that if you study anything you study, you must do a minor in business. So you know how to manage the business side of it. Not that the moment you come out, you are looking for certificates to go and tender somewhere, you are looking for job, start business. Online has created a platform for you. So you can build a store where only books you'll be selling. You can build a store, clothes you'll be selling. You can build, that's online. If you can't do comedy, if you can't, these comedy people, but you can do so much.
Yeah.
When you have something you are doing, nobody determines what you earn. Nobody determines what you earn. If I call you now that, come and fix my car, you can charge me that. For me to check it, 20,000. But I have seen you with your toolbox, with your overall, looking clean, looking professional. I see you, I say, this person, you will know what you are doing. That's why you are charging me this. Just to check, not the workmanship. So, but nobody can dictate to you that this is how far you can go. But you can go so much as your capacity. When you learn trade, that trade, not necessarily go and learn mechanic, go and learn organizer. That is not what I'm saying. But know the trade of even your discipline. Then you need connection. This connection did not start now. I read a Catholic newspaper of 1961 where a minister, equivalent of a minister now, of education in Southwest was telling protesting students who are jobless at that time, 1961, that government cannot create job that is not there. That they will advise them to meet people who have businesses that can help them. That is connection. They don't teach connection in
school.
University. Look for it and you will be successful.
Thank you so much. We have really dealt with this the topic about the brain drain and the exodus of Nigerians, for greener pasture. A lot of things came up, but I wouldn't want to start repeating them. But all I have to say that our government will still be held responsible for all this, because they have what it takes to put an end to it. A situation where they don't even think of it at all, it doesn't happen, doesn't concern them, it's really too bad. It's really too bad. When all our professionals are moving out, they're supposed to contribute here, they're now going to another place and making up their income and all that. So it's really, really bad. So government will look at this critically. And that's why I always say we need good governance. If we have good people, good leadership, they will know the importance of allowing our people who we have trained to remain here and develop our own country. We'll continue asking developing country. When will Nigeria be developed? After 60 years, we're still asking developing country. When will it be developed? Please, it's something with everybody really have to reason and see how we can bring a solution and reduce this movement drastically. Having said, I want to thank you again for coming and the contributions you have made in this discussion. Our production crew and executive producer, thank you for a job well done. The audience here, thank you so much. And of course, the viewers at home and our sponsors as well. We pray that God continue to increase your business so that it can support us as you'll be doing for us to remain on air. Having said this, I want to invite artist Chidex to sign up this program. Please join us next week, same time, same station. I am Achilles. Goodbye. Vivid View.
See and do it.
This is Vivid View.